Beautiful start of the week here in this month of September 2023. This is going to be my weekly fragrance rotation coming right up. Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor. Really grateful to have you here. And today's video is going to be a recap of my weekly fragrance rotation. This is the end of August, beginning of September, starting off with Monday. So Monday I went ahead with Cedrat Boise Intense. Really nice kind of creamier take on that Cedrat Boise DNA. If you're not familiar, it's like a woody pineapple. The original has a lot of musk in it. This one has a little bit more leather than musk, I would say, and a little bit more of a creamy textural feel. Really great citrus fragrance for the cooler weather. It definitely has some heft and some density and some body to it. Probably a little bit more youthful though. I think 25 to 30 this is going to be a great fragrance for. I think maybe 30 and up this is starting to get a little bit, at least for me personally in my fragrance journey and tastes, this gets a little bit syrupy, I think, for now that I'm in my 30s. I think when I was in my 20s though, this would have been a lot higher up on my favorites list. So that was Monday. Tuesday, another crowd favorite for the summertime, Sean John 3 AM. So it wasn't quite September yet, but I was kind of hankering towards that autumnal scent profile. This one does a really good job of that in a summer fragrance. Even though it's fresh and fruity and kind of has this gin and tonic party vibe, there's a lot of autumnal notes in here like cardamom and leather. Just makes this a very sexy and fresh fragrance. A shame it's been discontinued, but I think if you look hard enough, they've got a few gift sets going on eBay for like the $50 range right now. Definitely pick that up before it's gone forever. It's a real shame. I don't know why they would have gotten rid of this, especially because it has the absolute best atomizer out of any fragrance I've ever owned. So that was Tuesday, Sean John 3 AM. Wednesday, slowly becoming one of my favorite designers in general. This is Dior Homme Sport. Also really great for this transitional period. It's got a summertime appeal because it's got really vibrant, effervescent citric notes. With the aldehydes, just makes it super fresh and light and easy to wear. But there's a rich woodiness in here. I like this more than Terre d'Hermes these days. It has a heavy dose of Isoe Super and a little bit of an orange citric vibe over the top. Very similar to how Terre d'Hermes is. This, however, I would say is a fragrance that is of the air, like the aldehydic airy components in this, contrast with the earthy kind of dirty orange components that are in the original Terre d'Hermes. But this one has just been what I have been reaching for when I'm hankering for that DNA as of late. Even more so than Terre d'Hermes Pure Parfum. This is just my go-to powdery Isoe Super orange style fragrance. A lot better projection, a lot better mass appeal. There's a certain level of sweetness that's in here as well that gets a lot of positive attention. And you can get a 125 ml bottle. So, like I said, one of my favorite designers right now in my collection currently. This is Dior Homme Sport 2021 for Wednesday. Thursday, I think it was August 31st. It was the end of the month, and there's a certain quality to the sky that happens during the autumn when the earth is kind of distancing itself, or the sun is distancing itself from the earth, or however you want to look at that, where the hue of the sky actually changes colors into a deeper blue. I actually learned that from Justin Copeland, so shout out to him. It was a cool thing to know about the changing of the seasons, something I definitely took note of after that. But that enhanced blue in the sky just kind of got me in a blue mood, and so I reached for this one right here, Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Definitely, you know, I think it was still really hot out. It was like maybe in the 90s that day, and this is a little bit more rich, creamy, dense of a fragrance for that kind of high heat, but it's still did well. It didn't get too suffocating or choking. There's still like a fresh citric woody shower gel vibe in here, even though it has this very sweet, creamy quality to it. Perfect autumnal fragrance. Another reason why I kind of reached for it, because I was itching for some of that autumnal comfort moving out of the summer, just kind of getting a little bit sick and tired of the fresh citrus aquatics. This was a perfect wear for that day, just to kind of celebrate the arrival of autumn and the end of summer with August 31st, Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Okay, so as September 1st rolled in, I really wanted to express my joy and jubilation, and so I went with Amouage Jubilation XXV. So this is a newer formulation. You can tell by the Jubilation being printed on the bottle. The older formulations of Amouages had the neck here engraved with the name of the fragrance, so it would have said Jubilation engraved on the neck here. I haven't smelled the older versions, but I hear that they're a lot more potent and thick and dense and rich. This one I've heard be described as like a summertime flanker to the original, almost like an eau de cologne concentration. I'm actually kind of happy about that. I mean, I obviously am going to still try to hunt down an original formulation of Jubilation eventually, but this being kind of light and airy and easy to wear and popping off my skin in the high heat was perfect for September 1st for me. This definitely has like some summertime style happy qualities to it, a really nice juicy kind of black currant and some honey, and so there's some bright aspects to this that kind of match this golden hue, and really just absolute joy to wear this on Friday. Also Friday I like to wear niche fragrances, and this was a really good one to rock. I had a really good time with this one. It was probably my most enjoyable wearing experience of the week this week. No compliments on anything that I've worn this week, but this one definitely, like I said, was both an expression of my joy about the arrival of autumn, and then also just I love the scent profile. Kind of reminds me of like a charcuterie board around Thanksgiving time. You know, you've got like some honey and some fruits and maybe some savory elements like some cheese and crackers. Excellent composition here from Bertrand Duchefort, who's one of my favorite perfumers. Definitely check this one out this autumn. That was Jubilation 25 for Friday. Saturday, another kind of citric fragrance with cardamom and autumnal spices. This is Olivier Cresp's creation, Kenzo Jungle. Basically, this is like a very zesty lime over the top of Grandma's kitchen cabinet spices. So you have like nutmeg, cinnamon, cardamom, there might even be some clove. Not too sure about the clove, but you definitely just get that dusty sort of Grandma's kitchen cabinet spice rack. But then it's got a very delicate and delectable level of dimension with the lime, the zesty lime that comes in over the top of this. And there was just something about putting this on Saturday that harmonized it like down to the the atomic level of perfection of like with the weather that was happening around my environment at the time. This just was maybe not my most enjoyed wear as Jubilation was, but my most successful wear in terms of like, you know, matching the right outfit to the day sort of vibe. This really grateful to have been able to wear this one, and it's a little bit of a hidden gem, and I'm glad I do have it. I think actually I've got this off of Ashton from Gent Sense recommendation, so shout out to Ash for putting me on to Kenzo Jungle. That was Saturday. So Sunday, yesterday, I had two fragrances. I woke up in the morning. It was still kind of hot out. It was like a 90-degree weekend for us here. I think temperatures are going to start falling into autumnal range here, and that was the sort of summer burning its brightest before it goes out. So I started the day off with this one, Creed Viking, and it was admittedly maybe a little bit too warm as the afternoon approached. This does have a little bit of a powdery dry down. Beautiful kind of like modernized and freshened up Old Spice vibe though. You get some really nice like pink pepper and other prominent spicy accords alongside some mint. that gives it this fresh quality. I think there's some lavender in here. It kind of gave me that powdery dry down to a certain degree, like kind of like just kind of like old school 1920s like powder room style fresh cleanness. Really, in some sense, kind of like a barbershop, but it's a lot more rugged, and I don't know, it's definitely got its own thing going on. Really grateful to have this one too. I think this is going to be an absolute gem over the course of the autumn, but it was still a little bit hot for me with this during the day on Sunday. Still enjoyable wear though. And then after doing some errands and like some laundry and stuff in the afternoon yesterday, I had my nephew's birthday party, and it was, again, like I said, in the 90s or so I wanted something a little bit more fresh, and this was actually my first full wearing of this. I actually just got this recently. Really grateful that I did. This one definitely has a little bit of an old school appeal to it. It kind of captures the essence of the 60s and 70s, just like some really nice brown leather kind of vibe. But very fresh with a sparkling, vibrant, and refreshing citric grapefruit at the top. This is Leather Jardin from Zara, perfumed by Jo Malone. So this is still available on the Canadian Zara website, and it maybe was a re-release there because it has the nice sort of leather band here. It's not just a clear glass bottle. It's got like a really nice textured band here with an engraved name on it. So if you're in Canada, definitely pick this up from Zara's website, and elsewhere it's even kind of drying up at the eBay and Mercari. So I paid $55 for this, I think, and there was a point in time where I think you could get it for like $10 from Zara's website. But I am exceptionally ecstatic to have this one, and I think this is going to be one of the like most shining fragrances of the autumn for me. They list rose, leather, and grapefruit. I think the rose is really just a stand-in for a general floral accord that's in the heart of this, but it's essentially like a 60s and 70s style chypre with some floral and a little bit of an animatic leather. But then there's this really modern sparkly grapefruit at the top that you would get out of some of these like more it's not exactly the same as the grapefruit in like Tigar or Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Forever, but it is something that's like those type of quality sparkly ingredients. Reminds me a little bit of like the citruses in like Eau Sauvage or something over the top of like a nice floral leather pattern. Excellent, excellent stuff from Jo Malone. I think this was Sebastian Zara might have put me onto this one. The perfume guy, he was talking about this one, and I'm really glad that I picked it up. It's going to be one of my all-stars for the month of September for sure. And absolutely adored wearing it, and it was quite refreshing while scratching an autumnal itch for me on Sunday. And that was the end of the week for me. Really, really happy that autumn is here. I'm excited to talk about some different tones of fragrances and enjoy the sort of aesthetic quality of the changing leaf colors and everything. So I really appreciate you sticking with me to the end of the video as well. Let me know what your rotation was like in the comment section down below, and as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.